to do tonight, because also a lot of us are looking for some treats. So we want something that we can also do with our kids and our kids can share, and we don't have to feel concerned, worried, or anything else about that. So I actually made a batch of this earlier today with my daughter. So I actually, for a change, have samples in the freezer that I'll bring out to show you the after product. But I thought we'd make together some simple chocolate milk ices. Now, AJ and I, when we made it earlier, we also made vanilla milk ices, and we actually made coffee milk ices. So we've made 3 flavors. Tonight on camera, we're just going to do, while we're together, we're going to make one, which is we're going to make chocolate milk ices. And this is as simple as you can get. Now, I start with 6 ounces of milk. By the way, the recipe is at the website. I will, after the fact, I'll post a link under this Facebook post to bring you directly to it. But if you look under milk recipes, you will find it. So I just used a measuring cup, and I poured 6 ounces of whole milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so this is lactose-free milk. I have at the ready, just for tasting, a little bathroom Dixie cup, because I don't want to stick my spoon in something. I've got my favorite unsweetened cocoa. You'll see the recipe on the website. I made it years ago. I used the Walden Farms chocolate syrup, so you can use that as well. At some point, I'm going to order the new Naturals chocolate syrup. That's an all-natural chocolate syrup made with stevia. Going to try that as well. But for today, we're going to use our unsweetened cocoa. This is my Ghirardelli. You can use any 0-calorie sweetener that you like. I am using Swerve. This is erythritol, I can't pronounce it, oligosaccharides and natural flavor. Again, all natural 0-calorie sweetener. Only other things you need at the ready. And again, you can do this by taste. I'm just using a tablespoon. And I've got my little ice pop makers ready. That's all there is. So all I did, and again, you can always adjust this to taste, is I'm getting a tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa. And, right, tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa, and I'm putting it into the milk. And I'm going to get a spoon. And with the powder, it takes a little more to mix it in. The syrup will mix right in. The powder is a little messier. You can kind of see it's powdering over. And we're just going to mix it in. You just want to mix it really well. Again, cocoa powder takes a little more effort to mix it in. If the milk is warm, it goes a little faster. But again, we're going to make ices, so I didn't bother heating the milk. So you just mix it well. And while we're doing that, it's starting to mix in. You're going to use probably 2 to 3 sweeteners adjusted to taste. When I was doing it with my daughter, we started with 2. I would have liked it that way. She liked it with 3. But I'm just going to take 2 packets of sweetener, and I'm just pouring them. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I'm just going to pour them one at a time into here. There we go. And we're just going to mix it up. All right, so it's just stir, stir, stir until it's all mixed in. Again, if you're using the Walden Farms or any other kind of 0-calorie syrup, you're going to find it's going to just mix a little more smoothly. I didn't drive myself nuts. I figured if I got some cocoa chunks in my ices, oh, it's just going to taste good. So what I did is, this is mixed pretty decently, is all I did, just so I could taste it, took a little Dixie cup, and I know it's 7 o'clock. If you're making these with me, give yourself a break. It's okay. A sip isn't going to kill you. Just taste along so that you can make these and they're ready for you tomorrow. So I just poured a little bit in my cup. For me personally, that's spot on taste. Now, we're all human. We all have different tastes. Hi, Marlene. Welcome. And Doc Gabby, thanks for joining us this evening. For me, that's spot on. We all have different personal tastes. So if that doesn't taste right, adjust it. Add a little more cocoa, a little more sweetener, something till it tastes good for you. Now, if you want to do vanilla, I did the same thing. Instead of the cocoa, I used some vanilla extract and some sweetener. For coffee, we literally brewed a cup of coffee, added the sweetener. Actually, we did decaf because I know my mother loves coffee ice cream, so we decided to make her coffee ices. So we made decaf so she can enjoy it tonight. We used her favorite sweetener, and we put in the amount of milk that she likes in her cup of coffee. And I took her coffee, poured it into an ice pop mold, and stuck it in the freezer, and she got to drink the rest of the coffee. Now, my ice pop molds are standalone. Everybody's are a little different. Mine hold about 3 ounces. So I mixed directly in a measuring cup to make my life a little easier. And I'm just pouring it straight into the mold. There we go. And then pop the cover on. Again, everybody's molds are a little different. Mine are actually standalones, which is really nice. And I find that 6 ounces makes approximately 2. Because I tasted it, I didn't measure it exactly, but I got almost 2 full ice pops out of that. Probably takes 3.5 ounces. When we did it earlier, because my daughter wanted to drink some, we used 8. So all you do is now take these and pop them in the freezer. Now I'm going to step off camera a second because I'm going to grab the ones we made earlier so you can see them. And so I'm just grabbing the ones out of the freezer. I'm going to guess that they're already frozen. And see, mine has a little stand, and they're all individuals. So I've got the chocolate, I've got the vanilla, and you can see color-wise, the coffee one is a little lighter. Now, you'll see in the recipe that it says to maybe spray it with Pam in advance. I didn't do that, so I'm just going to run it for a second under a little hot water. That usually loosens it right out of the mold. And let's see what we can, I'm just wiggling it out of the mold. You know, when you're doing live, you never know what's going to happen. This is always fun. Okay, there we go. The water's heating up. So let's get these out. Oh, there we go. And again, remember, I used cocoa powder, so you can see some of the cocoa, I think you can see, landed at the top, and there, chocolate milk ices.